If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling burnt out in that credit repair business, if you've been watching me, you've been seeing the funding payouts, you're debating about shifting over to funding, maybe you're thinking about doing it, maybe you're just not sure about what you need to do to go about it, this video is for you. We're going to talk about the number one missing piece, keeping these credit repair business owners, which may be you, keeping you stuck, keeping you in burnout, right? We're going to talk about how adding business funding changes everything. Let's get straight to it. All right, if my thing will work, we can get straight to it. All right, so does this sound like you? Endless dispute letters, you're stuck in an endless cycle of paperwork, disputes, doing the follow-ups. It's consuming your days and draining your energy. Maybe you even work a 9 to 5 on top of it, right? Maybe you're dealing with low ticket clients, right? Clients that are paying just $100 a month, or at most maybe one-time payment of 997 or 1,000. Sometimes they cancel during the monthly. They're not updating their identity IQ. They're seeing a minimal progress, leaving you where you're just hustling for new business, right? Customer acquisition treadmill. You feel like you're always chasing new customers just to survive, right? You got no breathing room to actually build a real business. Maybe you're making the same amount of money each month, maybe you're making less, so you just feel like in that constant cycle. If that sounds like you, this presentation is literally catered for you. All right, so credit repair alone by itself is a broken business model, right? So we got to break it down and be real with it. The burnout equation is basically where you got no predictable cash flow. Client payments, they fluctuate monthly, month to month. Everybody got life that be going on, life be lifing. We got to be real when it comes to credit repair. We're not dealing with the most financially blessed people, right? So we just got to look at it for what it is and make an adjustment and pivot when necessary. This is your pivoting season. As you're watching this, I don't know when you're watching this, but I want you to know that this is probably your pivoting season. High client churn rate. Average client probably stays consistent 3 to 4 months, maybe before they drop off, or maybe before they don't even update their identity IQ anymore. They become a headache and it's just stressful, right? And then you got no leverage, right? So the business is completely dependent upon your time and energy. Maybe you got one VA and that's cool, but you don't have a lot of leverage when you're just doing credit repair by itself. So you have to shift your mindset, you have to shift your model. All right, so credit repair versus funding. All right, let's talk about it. So the same client with a different outcome. Let's look at credit repair. So $99 per month client, you need 100 plus active clients just to get to 10K monthly. 10K, right? High touch, high maintenance business model. So many people, life be life in, like I said. Average client value is going to be anywhere from 300 to maybe $400 lifetime value just because they tend to drop off. Whereas when it comes to funding, the new way of running a credit repair business, which is what you should be doing, you can get a $10,000 success fee just from one single client. One single client. You just need one client funded at $100,000. Let's even say benefit of the doubt. Let's make it a worst case scenario. Okay, you got two clients funded at 50K. Two clients versus 100. Let's make it even worse. Okay, four clients at 25,000, right? How hard is that going to be when you know you got like Navy Federal 25K cash rewards card and things like that, right? So I need y'all to understand that when you get in the flow of it and when you get to the funding, you're going to see that on average, your client values are going to be anywhere from 5,000 to 15K per funding deal. So we want to get to a point where we're focusing on the LTV being very, very high, right? So look at the range I just gave y'all, 5 to 15,000 with credit repair. You're lucky if you get one client for $2,000, right? So which business would you rather be running? Simple question. Do you want to run the one where you have to have 100 clients just to hit 10K, or you just have to have one just to hit 10K? So I'll let you answer that in the comfort of your own home. All right. So credit repair is not the end goal, right? I started in credit repair in 2021. I had to shift after I got lessons from different mentors. And I just observed how people were maneuvering, right? So, what clients really want? They want to buy their dream home. They want to start or scale their business. They want to access capital for investments. They want to create financial security. This is the hard truth. When you're only offering credit repair, you're literally stopping halfway through your client's journey. And I'm going to give y'all an example. Make sure you watch the entire video. I'm going to give y'all an example. I almost felt bad. because I got paid so much more than someone that was doing credit repair. Because we had a client that we got funded, he paid someone else for credit repair. They were working super, super hard for them. And because that credit repair person didn't have the means of doing funding, that's why he came to us, right? So I want y'all to understand that this is working smarter, right? So you fix their credit, then you got to send them away to get funding to someone like myself. You're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. Also, funding is transformation. So funding transforms your business and client results. Higher client value, like I said, our LTV per customer is anywhere from 5 to 15K per client. I've obviously there's different stuff. If you've seen me post, we made 200,000. I mean, not 200,000. We funded 200,000, made $20,000 in a day. You've probably seen the $27,500 in a day. If you haven't, just go to my channel and do your due diligence. I'm not just some random hobo on the street that's just talking about this, right? We have the results. And then you got greater client success. So clients achieve real outcomes, deeper relationships. Your clients gonna fuck with you more because you get in them funding, right? So you have that ongoing financial partnership, and then they gonna introduce you to more people, right? And then you got premium positioning. You're seen as a financial solutions provider. This is what I help my people that I mentor do, people that that decide to move forward. So real world example, what I was just telling y'all about. So my client came to me after he paid somebody just $300 for credit repair. They cleaned up and everything. They set it up for us, right? So he could have got funding with that person, but they didn't have the resources, they didn't have the knowledge, they didn't have the wherewithal to get access to the business funding. So he came to us. We secured $75,000 at 0% interest for 12 months through our connections. Isn't it dope how with credit repair, these people they gotta have the money like right away, right? But when it comes to funding, you're getting them access to the money, so there's no excuse for them not to be able to pay you. So the outcome, in terms of what my client had, he expanded his digital marketing business. He obtained more flexibility for running ads at scale, increased his monthly revenue, flexibility, $75,000 at 0% interest for 12 months. You know how flexible that is off of one card? So my business result, right? So we got paid 7,500, 10% success fee for getting him access to the $75,000 versus the person that only got $300 for doing credit repair. They were working so hard, right? To clean up the credit good for us so that we could just go and introduce to our connections, right? So you have an excited client who's going to refer other people when you do something like funding, and then 25x more revenue just from one client. Look at the difference between my service and the credit repair service he paid for night and day. I got the sauce. You watching me. So, are you building a real business or just a side hustle? So, the credit repair hustler, you might be the credit repair hustler right now. I used to be in your position, right? So, you're trading time for dollars. I was working my 9 to 5 while building my credit business. Constant client churn. Maybe you're stuck at 3 to 5K a month, maybe 7K. I had those times when I was just doing credit repair. You climbing up, climbing up, climbing up. You almost hit the 10K, then you don't hit it. Now you reset, you're trying to hit it. So I understand. I came from that, right? You got no real business systems. You burnt out within 1 to 2 years. I've been doing this since 2021. If I was just only doing credit repair, I would have been burnt out. You have to work smarter, not harder, right? So keep that in mind. When you become the financial solutions provider, you add business funding, even personal funding. Now you're leveraging systems and connections. I got the connections. You're creating lasting client relationships. I've been doing this. You scaled at 20K plus monthly with fewer clients. Think about that. You got true business valuation and you're enjoying freedom and growth. What's the difference? Funding and mentorship. Getting with someone that already did it. We're going to talk about a few people that had the right mindset, as far as steps moving forward. So I've been where you are. Like I said, 2019, I was a burnt out 9 to 5 worker. I was working 60 plus hours weekly, right? This is including everything I was trying to do with business. My 9 to 5 was 40 hours a week. So just to be clear. So I was a chemical engineer. I'm trying to find a business model to help me leave my job because I knew I was always meant to be an entrepreneur. I knew I was always meant to not work for nobody. And that might be you right now. You might be someone that you meant to not work for nobody, right? But you need to use a proper vehicle. The proper vehicle, if you've just only been doing credit repair, is business funding. If you're in a different business model, right? I'm also in the business of making these cheap credit repair business owners look silly. What do I mean by that, Michael? So, people that don't even do credit repair. I've mentored people that don't do credit repair. They're just doing the funding, and now they're making more money than the people that have been doing credit repair for years, just because these credit repair people decided not to add funding or invest in mentorship. So, that might be you too. Maybe you're looking for a new business opportunity to help yourself get to the next level. This is universal. This is not just for credit repair people. If you're in taxes, maybe if you're in Airbnb, if you're in any business model, if you work a 9 to 5 in tech and you're just trying to do your first business, business funding is the wave. Business funding is the way. Business and banks are always changing. So now is the time more than ever. 2021, right? That was my turning point. I put nearly 5K on a credit card because I didn't have it in cash at the time for a mentorship. It was scary, right? But it was easier because I understood that, okay, this is the power of credit. I learned a credit repair and funding business. Over time, I focused more on funding. Fast forward 2022 in June, I retired my 9 to 5 chemical engineering job, right? I was able to finally break past that 10K a month mark when I was marrying credit repair and funding, not just doing credit repair, right? I quit my 9 to 5 job in June, expanded, a little bit, and then I'm working fewer hours with more impact. So fast forward to today, I've built a business where I'm helping other credit repair business owners wake up and have business funding, right? Escape this trap that I was dealing with back in the day, right? You're working less hectic, less clients, true location freedom. I could work anywhere I'm at. All right, so keep that in mind. Oh, clicking on the image. All right, so funding plus mentorship is freedom. The three keys to funding success. Insider bank connections. We got access to 30 plus banks and lenders who actually want to fund your clients, right? It's nearly impossible to build the relationships I've built without wasting your time. It's going to take you years to do it. It took me years to do it. So you might as well just come to the source, right? So proven underwriting data. We got so much data from client denials, obviously, and client approvals. So we know what these banks are looking for and we know how to position our clients for approvals. This alone is worth over $10,000. Expert mentorship. Skip the 2 to 3 years of trial and error with a proven system that works from day one. You don't got to do the groundwork that I did. 2 to 3 years of just an extra 10K a month, just for perspective, is a quarter million to 360K plus that you're choosing to lose. Let that sink in. When you're just like, okay, I'm watching these videos, I'm watching him, I've seen the client testimonials, I've seen him and his results. I'm just gonna continue letting this shit hold me back. You're basically saying F that 250 or 240 to 360K. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna show you some people that made the right decision though. So you don't need a quick credit repair completely. Funding just adds on to what you're already doing, creating a natural extension that serves the same clients in a better way. You don't need to burn years in trial and error. Like I said, I already have the proven system. I got the blueprint. It's helped dozens of credit repair business owners. Literally, go watch my case studies on my YouTube channel. If you could just add an extra, even if you just add an extra 5K per month, what is what is that? That's an extra 60K per year, right? So that's a whole job. Like keep that in mind. You don't got to figure out the banks alone. You get immediate access to my insider connections I built over the years of relationship development, and I will continue to build these relationships. You don't need to hire a large team. The funding business model is lean and efficient, so you're able to scale without a scaling staff. So the only thing you need is the right mentor who's already walked the path. Those of y'all that get it, get it. I've said many times when I make these videos, I'm making these videos for my ideal tribe. If you don't get it, if you're part of the 99%, then cool, just watch it for entertainment. The 1%, I'm literally talking to you. You the credit repair business owner that's tired and frustrated of being in the same position. You the credit repair business owner that has the mental capacity, the financial capacity, and the spiritual capacity to want to fully invest in yourself in a solution that's going to help you change your life. That's who I'm talking to. So a new chapter in mentorship, I got to be real. So my focus has always been on, delivering results based off of the past experiences, mentorship that I was doing 2023, 2024. I've evolved my mentorship to make sure that every client is achieving what they want to achieve. Michael, what do you mean by that? So I've shifted and I've talked about it. Our new program, mentorship program, is literally one-on-one with me because I've noticed in the past the people that decided to do one-on-one with me, when we gave people a choice, the people that decided to do one-on-one with me, they had the best results. And I'm gonna give y'all some examples. I'm gonna give y'all three examples of three students. So watch the entire video that made that decision. So I've done the group coaching, right? We got many client wins and transformations. If you go to, I think it's high ticket mentorship testimonials or whatever, you see all them people over there. I done helped change their life. All, all glory to God and everything. But like I said, I was doing my studies and I noticed certain people, which I'm going to talk about, they basically just went to the next level. And then I was like, what is the defining factor? Number one was business funding. Number two, they chose the one-on-one mentorship with me, right? So that's why now, 2025 and beyond, I don't know, it can change later on. But right now, what we're doing, we're doing just an exclusive one-on-one program, right? I'm just dedicated to one-on-one mentorship as far as this business funding stuff. You may have seen an old video where a couple months ago I was talking about the launch of it, where I was basically saying it's an 8-week program. We've changed it. This is a 90-day program now, so more time spent with me. But with that too, price goes up. If you've been waiting and waiting, that's on you. So yeah, keep that in mind. So my commitment is obviously to your success, and the shift is designed to maximize it. I want to really get to know each person I'm working with. I don't like it when people suffer in silence. So that's the shift that we've made. Those of y'all that like it, cool. Those of y'all that don't like it, it's not for you. It's cool. All right, so let's talk about some success stories, right? Because who am I if I'm just sitting here and just saying God is BS, right? So from DoorDash to 50K in funding, I want to talk about Khaled's story. One thing I want to be clear too, because I know that some people might think that everything's just cap online. So I decided to attach his IG. So I don't know if he'll change his username at any time that I've posted this video, but you could literally go to Khaled's IG right now. Go ask him whatever questions you want to ask him. Ask him if anything I'm saying is cap, right? So Khaled basically he was doing DoorDash. I believe he graduated business school. He's trying to figure out what he wanted to do. So he was stuck in a cycle. He had bad credit. He needed, pay off stuff. He had limited options. He was delivering food to make ends meet. Before he did what I said, like I said, he was delivering for DoorDash. He had bad credit. He had no path to business growth, and he graduated business school without direction on what he wanted to do for the remainder of his 20s. So the transformation, as you look on the right of the screen, the last time I checked, my business is CAT, right? Back then we had a CAT credit retire your 9 to 5 mentorship. It's not called that no more because it's deeper than that. But back then, you could get a one-on-one with me for $5,000. The one-on-one is not no $5,000, right? So keep that in mind. He invested 5,000 to get mentored by me privately, and I taught him this exact information that you're getting today for free, right? So he had a credit profile cleanup. He used my Bank Insider connection, as you see on the left over there. Hopefully you can see it. He got his first 50K card at 0% interest for 12 months. And to be real, you're not just walking in getting 50K without an insider bank connection like who I have. And then on top of that, too, Chase has changed the regulations if you're tapped into the game. After he did what I said, this is why I said go to his IG. Go look at his story. He literally highlighted it. He relocated to Miami. He transformed his lifestyle. He's running his own successful credit repair and funding business, and he's killing the game, right? So he also got a G Wagon, right? Zero down and everything. So I need y'all to understand the power of this information, the power of the information, not only the power of the information, but the power of making an informed decision. All right, so we got Doc Davis over here too. So I want y'all, I just want to show y'all, I'm helping people of all different age levels. I know from studying my analytics, if you are watching my channel, you're anywhere from maybe low 20s, 24, all the way up to maybe late 40s. So we cater to all different audiences. So let's talk about Doc Davis. So Doc Davis was doing credit repair. He wasn't doing funding before. I helped him hit his first 5K plus his first month doing funding. So he was already doing credit repair, like I said. He knew he needed a higher leverage vehicle. He took advantage of the business funding blueprint that I had to offer. He went from 0 to 5K plus in his first month doing funding. That was in addition to him already doing a credit repair. It was just about precision, persistence, and what did I say earlier? Making an informed decision. You're watching this video, so you're at least informed. You're informed of what that it works and everything. So if you make the decision to continue doing the same thing that's not working and stay stuck, you're making an informed decision to lose, basically, at that point. All right, let's talk about one more. So let's talk about my guy Ron, right? You may have seen this video. I don't know if you did, but he made $11,000 in one day. But let's talk about his whole situation. Oh, I didn't include Doc Davis IG because I don't know what it is, but I included Ron's here. So you can go to his thing right now. Go ask him questions. Go ask him if Michael's a scammer and all that. All those weird mentality stuff that you may be having, go ask him that. But I'm making a video for the 1%. So if you watching this, it's not about you. You already know what it is. So Ron, he's a realtor, right? He was diversifying in credit repair. He didn't do funding prior to when he came to me. So my one-on-one mentorship, as he came to me, is $10,000, which it is. And he looked at that as a hurdle, right? And some of y'all that are watching this right now, you may be looking at that as a hurdle as well. I get it. It could be scary. But he recognized the unique value of direct access and insider connections and the importance of literally paying someone that already had the results he wanted. I get it. Investing $10,000 into yourself, if you've never done it before, it could be scary. The first time that I invested $10,000 into myself, I won't say it was necessarily scary because I already built up my mindset to a way, but I understand how it can be scary. But what I want to tell you is that Ron was once in your position, right? He hesitated. He said he needed to consult with his wife. He said it felt like a big leap for his business at the time. If you go watch that video, he literally talks about it. He's like, "Oh, I was saying I needed to talk to my wife and all that, right?" He got out of his way. Okay, cool. It's a $10,000 program. We got on a call. I see he's serious. Let's come up with a flexible payment plan because I know that this information will change your situation, right? So Ron made the commitment. He trusted the process and the proven connections that were offered. So this is not typical, but in less than 30 days, he leveraged our bank connections and he was able to make $11,000 in a single day. He was not doing funding before. He was just doing credit repair. So, like I said, his results are not typical, but they show you what is possible. I'm here to show you what's possible, right? This is what happens when you gain access to the right connections and mentorship. Imagine if Ron, who was once in your position, let me repeat myself. Imagine if Ron, who was once in your position, decided to keep allowing fear and a one-time investment prevent him from progressing. $11,000 made in a day, and he's made many more thousands ever since. Imagine fear stopping you from these hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. All right. So, y'all got to make your own decision. So, if you're ready to escape the burnout and rat race, this is a 90-day program, like I said. 90 days to transform your business model and your mindset. That's what I need to, help you get to the next level. It's a one-on-one mentorship. Like I said, we've shifted from group to one-on-one because I see one-on-one gets the best results when I'm able to really pour into you and give you my mindset, right? And give you my connection. So you get direct access to my phone number, systems, and connections. And then 10x revenue potential when you add funding. What do I mean by that? For example, if you're only getting $500 per client with credit repair, what happens now when you get each of those clients 50K in funding? 10x of that, right? You went from 500 to now being paid 5,000. On the flip side, let's say you get paid $1,000 for credit repair. Some of y'all are not even getting paid that much for credit repair, but imagine you do. Let's just imagine you do. Now imagine each of those clients, you go get them 100K in funding. Now you're 10x, right? You're getting paid 10,000 per client. So I need y'all to understand this is very, very important if you really want to progress and get to the next level. So I only work with a few new credit repair business owners per quarter to ensure maximum results. You could apply below to secure your spot. Apply below, and then we'll hop on a call, see if the energy is there. Because if I'm gonna be helping you for 90 days and it's one-on-one, I gotta fuck with you to a certain extent. So if you watch these videos, you feeling my energy and all that, then go ahead and book the call. Let's see what it is, right? Like I mentioned, this is a I'm not here to just be telling you the price on the phone and everything. If you're not willing to make a $10,000 investment into yourself, then don't book the call. Yes, okay, we could do a payment plan and all that, right? But I just want y'all to understand it is a $10,000 investment. It could be more by the time you're watching this. But if you have at least 3,000 down to put down, we can probably work out something. So yeah, go ahead and book a call below. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one.